Hi, my name is Jonathan Liriano, and I'll be presenting today on the disease dyspraxia. What is dyspraxia? It is also known as developmental coordination disorder, DCD. It affects fine and gross motor coordination in children and adults. Individuals may vary in how their difficulties present. These may change over time depending on environmental demands and life experiences and will persist into adulthood. Basically, these children and adults have difficult times doing tasks such as walking, running, or anything with fine motor skills where you have to use your hands, such as holding a pencil in school, or anything in sports such as throwing a dart or shooting a basketball. They have difficult times with these tasks and everyday tasks as well. What happens in the brain? The cerebral cortex is divided into a right and a left hemisphere. They work independently to process information, but however, transfer information to each other in order to understand a complete piece or object. They do not seem to have both hemispheres responding in this simultaneous, coordinated fashion. So what happens is the brain is divided into two sides, the left and the right, and they both individually process information. But however, in these cases with dyspraxia, the information has trouble being transferred over to each side, making it difficult for the person to understand something such as coordination and gross motor skills. Causes of the disease. There is no known cause. People with dyspraxia have no clinical neurological abnormality to explain their condition. Phys ed with dyspraxia. Symptoms in a preschool child is late in reaching milestones such as rolling over, sitting, standing, walking, and speaking. May not be able to run, hop, jump, or catch or kick a ball, although their peers can do so. Has difficulty in keeping friends or judging how to behave in company. Has little understanding of concepts such as in, on, in front, etc. Has difficulty in walking up and down stairs. Poor at dressing, slow and hesitant in most actions, appears not to be able to learn anything instinctively, but must be taught skills, falls over frequently, poor pencil grip, cannot do jigsaws or shape sorting games, artwork is very immature, often anxious and easily distracted. Symptoms for a school-age child. Probably has all of the difficulties experienced by the preschool child with dyspraxia with little or no improvement. They avoid PE games, does badly in class but significantly better on a one-to-one basis, reacts to all stimuli without discrimination, and attention span is poor, may have trouble with math and writing structured stories, experiences great difficulty in copying from the blackboard, writes laboriously and immaturely, unable to remember and or follow instructions, is generally poorly organized. Okay, physical education with dyspraxia. I chose physical education because I am a physical education teacher, and I would like to speak about physical education in this presentation to better suit students in my class. Activities that don't require much hand-eye coordination may be easier to manage, such as yoga, swimming, hiking, running, cycling, skating, aerobics, and Tai Chi. And also, you'd like to emphasize fun and participation rather than achievement. Where possible, avoid competitive sports, only comparing a child to their own previous performance. Break down the activity into smaller parts and practice individual skills is in an unpressured environment before joining in with a group. If a young person is interested in a sport, even if they can't play it well, then their interest should not be discouraged. They might become an expert on players and team form, which can help to maintain their street credibility with peers. Above all, find something the individual can do and encourage their improvement and participation. So these are some of the skills and sports that students with dyspraxia can excel in, such as swimming, which doesn't require much fine motor skills, and hiking and things like that. Okay, teacher accommodations. Emphasize fun as much as possible and not competition. Break down activities into smaller parts. Practice individual skills. Try to use a lot of music. Provide children with a marked spot. Okay, for example, instead of playing a game of soccer, you can teach or play a game of solely kicking the ball, playing goalie. In basketball, you can play a dribbling game such as speed dribbling, see who can dribble the ball the fastest up and down the court, or any multitude of games such as dribbling through cones. In football, you can play a game of target practice, throwing a football through a hoop or at targets taped up on the wall at different distances. Future with the disease. This disease, unfortunately, is not curable. Children with the condition may improve with growing maturity. Symptoms in children and adults can lessen if they are given appropriate treatment and advice on practical actions to minimize the day-to-day difficulties that their dyspraxia can cause. Transition services. Children may have difficulties in transition from preschool to school, primary school to secondary school, and leaving school to adulthood. Occupational therapists, educational psychologists, school nurses, and pediatricians all assist with transitions. School nurses review all children in their primary 7 years. Symptoms in children and adults can lessen if they are given appropriate treatment and advice on practical actions to minimize the day-to-day difficulties that their dyspraxia can cause. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.